One, two, three, and is the Art of Thomas Daily Vlog Show. Everyone, welcome back to another episode of the Art of Thomas Daily Vlog Show. And I'm gonna tell you about what's been happening with the Art of Thomas. Yesterday, I went basking. It was good, not as good as I would have hoped, but still good enough to keep going, which is amazing in this uncertain times with the whole pandemic and stuff. There's been a couple more cases here in Sydney, so tensions are a bit higher right now. There's been talks about a possible lockdown, which that's the chair, not me, which I won't be very happy about because all my income depends on busking, which means I need to be out in the streets, and there needs to be more people out. There's not as many people yesterday as there were usually there. Also, it's been the first time that people have criticized me for not wearing a mask when I perform. Which never happened before, not even during the peak of the pandemic crisis. Every time I was able to go out and play, nobody commented about the fact that I was not wearing a mask, but now they did. So that's an interesting thing that I've noticed. Also, what's been happening? Okay, well, I've decided something I'm gonna do for my NFTs that I mint, the drawings that I'm turning into digital trading cards, is I'm gonna add a little extra image to each one of them. Because, like I explained on my previous blog, there's the same drawing, I make it into 5 different levels, right? Well, the last video I mentioned 4 levels, but there's an extra 5th level that is the most special one, and I only do one of those, and I only use it to give as a gift to the guests that are a part of my podcast. So that one, it's only for that purpose. It's not for general excuse me, it's not for general public. Anyway, oh boy. Excuse me again. So, for my general 4 levels, I've seen online that... what is wrong with me today? Okay, so, 4 levels, right? And usually I've seen online that people just call them common, uncommon, rare, and like something like legendary or super rare or something like that. Oh, this is crazy now. Okay. I'm sorry, I apologize, moving on. So, for me, it's a little bit boring, right? So I wanted to make it a little bit more fun, more me. Boy, there must be something in the air. I apologize so much. Moving on. Yeah, fortunately, when you do these things, nothing's ever gonna be perfect, and you just need to keep going. Just keep going. So, 4 levels. To make it more fun, I'm gonna turn each level into a character, and each character is gonna be based on a mythical creature, right? So the first one is gonna be the troll, and this is my little troll drawing. Rarity level troll. So anyway, I just want to make something fun like that. So it's gonna be the troll, then it's gonna be troll, griffin, basilisk, phoenix. I thought about making the last one the dragon, because the dragon, of course, is the most known mythical creature. But I already use dragons for my Patreon levels, so that's another 4 characters that you can get, which coincide, right? So, and the second best in the Patreon levels is the Dragon Lord. So, yeah, I was already using the dragons. I didn't want to repeat too much. Anyway, that's my new idea. In the that's with the art front. In the podcast front, I'm gonna be uploading the second guest episode today. I just need to record a little intro, put it all together, and upload it. I'm very excited. This one was a great interview. Well, it's not my podcasts are not much interviews as they are chats and talks, and this one was with Lander. Landers are users from the website Torum, TORUM.com, which if you see my videos, you might have heard me speak about Torum quite a bit. It's because I really like that website. It's very new, but it's been I have such an amazing, positive experience using it. I still do. It's incredible. It's small enough, that the community, there's a core community, and yeah, I feel like when I go there, like I'm at home and I'm meeting my friends. I get that sort of feeling which I don't have in any other social media, especially not in the big ones and the most popular ones. So anyway, on Torum, he's at, and I hope I pronounce this correctly, Crypty _ Mac Cryptorson or Crypterson or something along those lines. I'm sorry, I'm sure I got it wrong. I'm so sorry. But anyway, he's awesome. He's a musician and an artist. He from Alabama. It was incredible to talk with someone on the other side of the world, because I'm in Sydney, Australia, but still being able to connect and have an amazing time. We spoke for over 2 hours, and at the end we had to break it, but we both had the feeling that we could have kept on going for another 3 hours probably. It was really, really good. Listening to the podcast back, I noticed a few things that I need to do better in the next ones. I need to, the sound on my end is not the best. I need to. It's been a problem with the microphone, so I think it ended up recording with the computer microphone and not my actual microphone, so that's why it doesn't sound so good. There's been a couple of things that my system failed, that I was setting up, but it didn't work. So anyway, it's all part of the learning experience. It's all great. So that's gonna be up today, and if you follow me on Torum, I'm gonna do a special NFT giveaway. So I'm gonna give one drawing away to all the people who share the podcast and subscribe to it, to help it grow and to also bring more attention to my guest, Crypty McCrypterson. So yes, the drawing is a pretty fun one. It's me and him playing guitar. So I hope people like that one. I don't know if I have it. Okay, that one. So on another podcast news, I was supposed to do a morning recording of a podcast today, right now, with my brother. And unfortunately, something came up, apparently. And this is one of the problems, one of the main issues with starting a podcast, is the fact that not many people take it as seriously as the one who's starting the podcast is. They don't make it a priority in their lives. And Pato, if you're listening to this, I'm not signaling you out. I'm just saying, in general, I have this experience where stuff comes up, and people, if something comes up in your life, sometimes, of course, the stuff that comes up is really important, and there's no way around it, and you have to cancel, and it's completely understandable. But sometimes it's small stuff, and people cancel the podcast, and it's because it's not a priority for them. It's not a high priority. Like, if it were a high priority, then they wouldn't cancel for small things, which unfortunately a lot of times they do. But it's all good. That's where we are right now. We're starting out, so I have no expectations of people, and every time they cancel or every time they don't answer my messages when we agree to a time and they don't show up, I don't take it personally. I understand. that this is the way these things go. This is the way you start, and you gotta find your way, and gotta keep asking. You gotta keep trying, and eventually, every now and then, you actually get to sit down with people and have a podcast, and you upload them, and every time you do so, there's more chance of people seeing it and want to be a part of it, and you can actually grow it. But yeah, the beginning, there's a lot of like, I guess you would call them disappointments, but like I said, I approach it with no expectations. So when things don't pan out, I don't worry about it. So I just keep going. I know that if I keep going, eventually it'll work. And something really interesting, and I'm gonna finish with this because I don't want the episode to be too long, the video, because I always make them way too long. Yesterday I was playing, and it was a moment where things were not going the best, right? And I noticed in my mind something changed. And because I always, when you're living your life, you're constantly telling a story to yourself, right? And the story that I was telling myself the last few years was something like, you gotta keep going. Okay, and that's another thing I need to learn. Apparently, I'm sorry for the cut. I just received a call when I was in the middle of the recording. I need to remember to put my phone on airplane mode when I do my recordings. I need to remember that, because otherwise it gets interrupted, and that's not good. It cuts the flow, it makes everything not work. Anyway, what I was thinking, the change in my mentality yesterday happened was like, I always told myself, if I work hard enough, if I continue on my path, like, maybe something good will happen. Or I kept saying to myself stuff like, well, if I make it, then, and it was always that word, if. But yesterday, in my mind, even when things were not going well, and people were not reacting, people were ignoring me, people were sending me like bad vibrations or energy or stuff like that, the switch in my mind, something switched, and I started telling to myself, not if, when, and that changed my whole experience. It was the same things were happening, but just because in my mind I no longer told myself, if everything you're doing works, I started telling to myself, when everything that I'm doing works. And yeah, I think that is a really powerful thing, when you start telling yourself that all you're doing, all the sacrifice you're making, all the hard work you're doing every single day, staying up late every day, just trying to do your best, and you make that switch. And when you're saying like, look, I'm not gonna do anything else, I'm like, this is it for me, in terms of like my direction in life, my path. So it's not a matter of if now, it's when, because I'm not gonna move. I'm gonna continue to work, and I'm just gonna make it work somehow. And yeah, like, it's gonna happen. I'm at that stage where it's just, I'm not doubtful anymore, even though I always was. And I'm not thinking like everything I'm doing is gonna be this huge thing or anything, but just big enough to support me and my family, and that's my goal, really. I'm a very simple person. I don't need much stuff, and I don't even want a lot of stuff. I like keeping things simple. You might notice that in my music and my drawings, I like simple things. I like things that you can see and you can understand. And that's the way I live my life. So yeah, I made that it's a very subtle little switch, but it just changed everything, because I just kept playing in music, and I was enjoying it a lot more, because I was like, this is gonna work. I'm doing the right thing at the right time in the right place. Like, it might not It may not work instantly, but if I keep doing it, it will work. It will work at some stage. It just has to, and I'm gonna do it until it does. Pretty much. And yeah, I don't know. I don't know if that's helpful to you, but that was really helpful for me and change everything really. And it's so crazy how the same situation, if you just look at it in a slightly different way, the whole experience change and you can enjoy it way more. And that's what happened yesterday. And I hope I can continue that mindset today as well. I'm gonna go basking soon after I finish uploading the podcast. Yeah, and that's pretty much what's been happening. I've been in talks with my cousin to do a podcast with him. He just finished writing a novel, so I am dying to speak with him about this whole process. He published himself. It's not yet up anywhere, so he just did a small print run for his friends and family. And I'm hoping he'll upload it at some stage at Amazon and stuff like that in digital version. And I would love to speak with him. We used to always, as kids, start these books and trying to do all this stuff, and he actually finally finished writing one, which is incredible. But anyway, this video is already too long. I said I was not going to. Anyway, enjoy, have fun. Again, smile. Shout out to Kieran. You know what I'm talking about. Smile. Enjoy your day, because today will never come again. Do something you're passionate about. So do something that you can pour yourself into. And have fun. Spend time with your family, I guess. That's also good too. I'll see you in the next one. Gonna be working really hard this next few days, so hopefully I have more stuff to show. Have a good day, everyone.